Record. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. So it says recording, so it should be fine. Okay. Hello, everybody. Me and Tom are just doing a quick call just to get to know each other a little bit better before the match. I think it's good for both of us. And yeah, let's see where it leads to. I think we will start it in a very friendly mode, and let's see. Never know where it can go. So
I think we know where it's going to go.
Sorry?
I think we know where it's going to go. But
No,
let's, like you said,
I think it will stay very friendly all the time.
Yeah, let's stay friendly at the start.
So yeah, basically me and Tom thought about doing a call. Let me start by asking Tom to introduce himself a little bit, and then maybe I talk a little bit about myself. Just a very short introduction about what we do these days. How do we find time to train? How many years did we train? How old are we, and so on. Just let's try to keep it short, but still something for people to get to know us as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tom Holland, known as Lean Machine. Been arm wrestling since the age of 15, so that's 14 years now. Quite a long time.
Wow.
My work, I've done a mixture of different trades, even a bit of bar work as well. Right now, I'm doing roofing. Been doing roofing for the last year and a half. All the different trades that I'm into are all beneficial in one way or another for training. So whenever I'm at work, because obviously I'm working 5 to 7 days a week sometimes, so it's hard to get the time to train, apart from the scheduled training nights, Wednesdays and Sundays, where the team come along. Again, we only started that about 2 months ago, because all this COVID and that, we had to stop the training. But yeah, when I'm at work though, I'll just find whatever I can to help my training, just in case I don't manage to get them sessions in. I'm a pretty boring person. That's all there is to me, really. I'll just work and train.
Okay, so you said that you had to stop your table trainings for a while, but as I understand, it's really not a very long time, right? Just you said a couple months ago you stopped it, and then.
No, what it is, we stopped it April last year. April 2020.
Okay, so that's a long time ago.
Yeah, it's quite a while. We tried carrying it on. We went into lockdown. Just made things difficult, and that we had nosy neighbours that were being difficult. So yeah, we just had no choice but to stop it. I was literally getting the odd table time in, like once a month, if that. So nowhere near enough. So I was just focusing on getting the work in as much as I could, because obviously the work started dying down as well. Less people were wanting work done, so I had to just take whatever I could, Saturdays, Sundays. That's when I started making the most of the training at work. I was lifting ridiculously heavy stuff. Just anything that I can make into arm wrestling specific training. Yeah.
I see.
What about you?
Yeah, so let me introduce myself also. My Mindaugas Tarasaitis, the guy from Lithuania. 30 years old. But I started when I was 17, so 13 years ago. So you can see we are quite similar, and you are even training for longer time, that's pretty crazy. Somehow I didn't really see you, let's say 13-14 years ago. I think I only noticed you like maybe 6-7 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, that's when I started like sort of breaking through. Mm-hmm. Like that sort of next level I felt.
But yeah, these days I'm just working in Denmark, living in Denmark, working as an engineer, and so it's quite a boring job. Not much physical activity, but still I try to go to the gym as much as I can, and also do some table time trainings. Luckily, we do have quite a big and good club here in Copenhagen. So we had to stop those activities for a while, but then we just did it at home in smaller groups. So I don't think I really stopped arm wrestling training for even a single week during Corona. So I think that's pretty good. So yeah, let's just remind everyone also that the reason why we are on this call is obviously the big match we are having on October 1st, right? In Armors, during this Arnold Classic Sports Festival in UK. So that's quite a big event by itself, and it should be also fun to be a part of. So, okay, let's assume that we kind of know some little background. I had a couple questions for you, Tom. First of all, let me ask you, like, how open do you want to be about your strategy when going into this match? Because me myself, I can be really open. I don't think there's anything to hide.
No, that's it. I ain't got nothing to hide. I'll say it now. I'm obviously going to be trying to go inside, but I'm going to be trying to go everywhere. I'm going to try all different things. This is the biggest opportunity I've had in a long time with the right arm, just to see where it's at. So with someone like you, it's perfect for me to test it against, just to really see where it's at now with all the different angles I've been training. Because I feel since it's been feeling better, see the rest from the COVID's done me really good. Because it's had complete rest on my hand, and now I feel better than I ever have. Take word that, Tom. But yeah, I'll be working on my hand and wrist a lot, my pronation a lot. Do you know what though? I see your video that you put up recently about pronation, how important it is.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more. We was chatting about this a few weeks ago. Like there's a lot of people that actually train in the motion, and even with like the supination, the wrist curls, all of that stuff.
All these small
Me
movements.
at least.
All these small movements, I mean.
Yeah, it's I don't ever train any of them, like you said. Like you don't either. You said you rarely train pronation, but your pronator is really strong on the table. It's kind of you're not doing that on the table, like you said. There's a lot of back pressure involved. Like back pressure.
Somehow back pressure helps to defend pronation a lot.
Yeah, and if anything, it's a lot of static movement. Like your body's controlling it and directing it. Or you get to your position, as soon as you're there, it's your body that's angling with everything.
There's no really muscle movement at all.
It's more of like a core static sort of right triangulation sort of movement, depending where you're going. But yeah, I 100% agree there though. That's why a lot of my lifts and stuff like that, I try and do like max lifts with like more of a static motion instead. I try and give it a few seconds hold. I don't bother with all the little reps like the wrist curls or pronation, supination. We've done a couple of challenges, but I never train them.
Yeah. So you're obviously quite tall and lengthy, and at the same time, I can see you're quite smart in regards of your training. Staying static and so on. So I have to admit, it does scare me a little bit because
I'm not too keen on you either, but
because my whole strategy in being good at arm wrestling is simply being bigger than other people, just longer, taller. I am somehow able to be quite lean, probably because due to my just clean diet and maybe genetics as well. So I figured that that's probably the easiest way for me to win, just simply being bigger than the other guy. But now this time, you are actually bigger, you are taller than me. So, my regular strategy might really not work as well. So I'm a little bit worried. But
do you feel that's your moves that you're going all the way? I don't want to say that. I mean, is that the move you feel most confident with, or do you feel confident in other areas like sucking deep into a hook? Do you feel good in the hook, or is that something you?
So yeah, during the past couple of years, really, I gained a lot of strength inside as well, right? So I'm so much more confident. I don't know if you saw my match against Tobias, who is a very good like triceps or sideways puller, and I was able to hold him. Yeah, and then he even had to go from his good hook position into the king's move. So I forced him to kind of give up the hook. Plus, he was at the time like 97 kilo, so he was very strong and good.
Yeah.
Still, I'm not good at offensive hook. I'm just very good at defensive holding. Yeah, we do have 6 rounds. We have opportunities to test ourselves. So yeah, if I can see that I cannot use my topple well enough anymore, then I will just go to war with you and go, and we will see what happens inside. But yeah, so you will probably also test yourself in many different areas if you see that you are start to fail. Yeah, if something starts to fail.
Yeah, the thing is, well, this is the first time I've really been trying to cover every base of what I can do because you're a world-class puller. Like there's you can't say that you're not at all. Like you're one of the best lightweights in the world, which is one of the reasons that I'm really excited to get the opportunity to go against you.
Yeah, it is probably if you do manage to win, I think you will your name will be more visible, I think.
Hopefully.
It is, of course, now very visible already, but I don't know tell me what is the reason why I haven't really seen you a lot in these world championships, European championships.
Right, so I entered the world championships in 2009 in Italy. I was junior then. I won a couple of matches, but it didn't go too well. First world championships, like just having a feel for it, see what it is. I've done the Europeans in 2008, actually a year into Armwrestling.
Wow, that's such a long time ago. Wow.
Yeah, I got 5th in the juniors there. I remember I beat people like this. That's about the same time as, do you know Freddie Gunnarsson?
I heard the name for sure. Yeah.
He had a few matches battles with Jeff in arm wars as well.
Oh yeah, Freddie.
Yeah, it was me and him in the same class, and we got a couple of pins off each other there. So that was my first feel for it. But then the last couple of world championships I went to, it was Poland and Lithuania. So I went to Poland. I had to lose 10 kilos in a week because I weren't planning on going. And then Paul Maiden, he gave me a call. He said, "Look, Tom, we've got a guy that's not going now. Do you want my plane ticket to go there?" I said, "Yeah, definitely." He said, "Right, well, there's only a space in the 65 kilo class." I was like, "Yeah, no worries, I'll make that." Got off the phone, went on the scales, I'm like 75.5 kilo. I'm like, "Oh shit, all right, let's go." I went to 1 tin of tuna a day with a little bit of lettuce, and I think it was like half a pint of water, like quarter of a pint in the morning, quarter of a pint in the afternoon, along with working as well, like all through the day. So I lost like 7 kilos in the 7 days, 6.5 kilo. Come to the weigh-in day, I've done the sauna, 3.5 kilo. And long story short, I decided I'm never going to cut that much weight again. I just lost too much.
Oh, that's a bad decision, very bad decision.
Yeah, I had a bad draw as well. I think I only pulled right arm, but I pulled Kevin Berberish, but I basically pinned him twice, but elbow fell twice, just sloppy arm wrestling. But then I had a Rim Kamidulin from Russia. You heard of him?
Repeat the name again.
Rim Kamidulin, I think it is.
No, I don't know.
He was a really good lightweight a few years ago. He used to always win the worlds like from junior. I think it's like 60 kilos, something like that.
Okay.
65 that day. yeah, come against him, lost. And then Lithuania next year, that was just a nightmare. There was like, I was short on money, so I weren't eating much anyway. I entered the 75s and I was weighing like 69. I just lost loads of weight and I didn't plan on it. So I weren't watching my weight. I presumed I was around 75, but it turns out I was a lot lighter.
I guess money is sometimes a big reason behind not going. I remember the first time I went to compete, it was probably in 2010, the Europeans in Bulgaria. And I also had to ask my father, come on, give me some money on the trip. And he gave me something, so I was very happy. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. It's hard to ask for money, all the time.
Yeah. And the thing, do you know what? Even when I was younger, between the age of like 15 and 18, because I had a break after the Worlds in 2009, Italy. I had like a 2-year break, 2.5-year break. Then I started this club up again in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like 2.5-year break there. Yeah, I don't know. It sort of got to me a little bit just when I lost in that Worlds at first. And I had a few issues going on as well in life and that, and the money issues as well. But even for the Italy Worlds, I was broke then because I was only young. I weren't working or anything. And then everyone got together in the country and started chipping in loads of money just to get me there for the flights and accommodation. Mm-hmm. So I received a lot of support as well getting to the countries back then, like countries abroad. So that was really good. Yeah, like I said, there was a lot of people supporting me in the UK back then when I was sort of building up.
Yeah, but you never know. Maybe it's even better to have a little bit less support from the government. You are maybe a bit more motivated. Maybe some people in Georgia are, it's also not that easy. If you are being supported all the time, you are supposed to also do very well. So it's another layer of stress.
Yeah, exactly. I think the way that you train, even your lifestyle and that, it changes your mindset as well, doesn't it? And like how you approach your training and things like that. Everything's different. Exactly. That's why you get a lot of Eastern European countries. They're naturally tough people, aren't they? They're born strong.
Well, life is not easy for them, So.
Yeah, because they've got no choice. They've got to adapt to their lifestyle, which is a hard life, and they've got to be stronger. Which is what I've said for years as well about Armwrestling. Like people say about training, like what do you do? But the amount of people that I see go to training, they get a little bit of aching, not even pains, like not injury pains, just like their arms start hurting a little bit, and they're like, that'll do. It's like, no, that's just where you're getting started. You got to break through that. They're like, oh no, but that's why I don't want to push myself too hard. It's like, well, that's why you're not going to get as far as you want to get, as quick as you want to be. You need to force your body to adapt. Sort of thing. Like my arms aren't big at all. Sort of thing. I'm tall. They're not bad like over the years, but if you look at videos from me years ago, back in like 2009, I was like 65 kilos, 6'2". All my strengths in my tendons and static strength, all the muscles of movement, like we said earlier. But you don't need muscle, like as much muscle. It's more like tendons, ligaments, hand and wrist. Obviously, my back's really strong as well, just from all the physical work, like over the years, like digging, lifting heavy stuff, and that.
Yeah, I guess if you do want to be good at anything in life, you have to go a little bit extreme. Cannot be just, but yeah, not everybody needs to do that, I guess. So leave it for us guys.
It's just stepping out your comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You got to force your body to adapt to where you want to be. If you don't force it, it's going to take a longer time to get where you want to be.
Let me ask you another question, Tom. What about going to straps on the first round immediately?
What, just nominating it?
I have a suspicion that you would like to finish me with, or at least try to finish me with no straps at all, right?
All right. I don't mind. I don't mind at all.
I mean, we do have another super match afterwards. So if there is a chance, why not just keeping it a bit more simple, less ready goes,
Yeah, exactly. Don't burn as much. Like obviously, we've got even going against each other. We're not going to be hanging about. We're going to try and finish it as fast as we can. We want to save the energy.
Yeah, so, and if you
So,
do, and you, let's
things
say
like
you
that
didn't
are-
like it, so we can go back to normal in the second round.
But then again, in the straps, it's more likely to turn into a war.
Well, it will go to the straps anyway, so it's maybe just one less
I
ready
don't
go.
know. Will you be able to get out my hand? That's the thing. My hand feels like
Okay, let's see.
solid.
You have one big problem at the last time when we fought. You felt and you kind of formed an opinion on my power levels, which is, I would say, a little bit wrong. But you know, in your reality, you think that it might be real. So
No, that's not it. That's not the case. I've seen the guys that you've beaten, especially recently. The left arm, you felt really strong in that first round, but I think you burnt out pretty quick.
Yeah, I think I clearly got damaged. Since the muscle was not ready, you hit into the joint, into the bone, and something just really hurt me. And then the next round, I couldn't really even load up anymore.
Yeah, the thing is, on that first round, I said I'm just going to go all side on you. I'm just going to go everything I can because I thought I'd be able to beat you on the side, like even by a hand. But then I was like, right, this is locked. I was trying to drive, couldn't move it. You were moving the arm. Then we got to the slip and the elbow fell. There was a restart. I was thinking, right, I'm not going there again. Like, I'm going to be honest now. Yeah, you can see it anyway. I tried making you think that I was going to go inside pressure again.
And then you just went out
there, went
yeah
over the top there, and it's basically again just avoiding the pressure that you're putting on. So I think you can either choose to fight the pressure that they're putting on, or you can go around it. And that's basically my plan. I don't plan on matching any of your power at all. It's gonna be like a game of chess. I'm just gonna be I'm gonna try and make you chase me, sort of thing. Like try and think about what I'm doing, and then I'm gonna be trying to change it up. So it's gonna be a real.
Just don't forget that normally I'm the guy who makes people chase.
Yeah, exactly. This is why it's gonna be interesting. Whoever gets that first move, whoever gets that first win, is gonna be the.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be really important in this match. Whoever gets that first one, because that's going to be momentum starting as well. Then.
So another question from me. Since I am watching, arm wrestling worldwide, I'm seeing some trends. East versus West, and so on. I have a question for you. First of all. Did you notice that you are coming from the part which you would, maybe I would call it like Scandinavia / US? I'm kind of looking at it as almost one region if you look at arm wrestling. And while I am coming from Eastern Europe, did you notice this beautiful fact? Would you agree with me? That's the.
No, I don't know.
Don't you consider yourself Scandinavian?
No.
Or Western Europe, at least?
No, Western Europe. Western Europe, yeah. Scandinavian sort of up.
Okay.
Up a little bit above us. So yeah, we're not Scandinavian.
But okay, let's
sounds
assume
like
that
you want to be Scandinavian though, because you're living in Denmark.
Well.
So you're aspiring to be one of us almost. You want to come over this side and try and collect some of that.
Some of their money.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But okay, let's. So since I'm mentioning this fact, just because there's an interesting trend in this world of arm wrestling. Have you noticed that whenever Eastern Europe meets Western Europe, US, Scandinavia, whatever, normally two things happen. Either either Eastern European is somehow, struggling a little bit, but still fighting hard and winning, or the guy from, Western Europe, US, is getting completely smashed. So, both of these things are kind of favoring me. I wonder, why would you think it would be different this time?
Because of it. That's exactly why it'll be different, because it's you.
Sorry?
That's why it will be different, because it's you. You're not like the rest of them.
I am from Eastern Europe. I am.
No, I don't know. Like, you want to be Western Europe. That's why you're living in Denmark.
No.
You had enough of Eastern Europe because they're all too good for you. So you want to train with the weaker side of the world, so you can try and make yourself feel better, but then you still get beat.
I see. Okay, great. No. I'm not talking bad about Scandinavia for sure. Like, Scandinavia is great. I like living here.
Yeah, no, they're top. The level of arm wrestling there is really good. I think they teach it in schools there, don't they?
Yeah, you mean like in Sweden, most likely?
Yeah,
maybe.
in Sweden they do. Yeah, that's what I mean as well. Like, you got there's a lot of people that are interested in the sport that are like mid-20s, mid-30s, which is really good. And you get a lot of quick learners as well. But I think if you get kids involved, like from a young age, and sort of grow them up, mold them into the sport, like a lot of Eastern Europe are doing, sort of thing. That's why they've got so many beasts there, because they're training hard as well from a young age, and they're just growing into it, and it's the life sort of thing.
I remember training in Sweden, and some of the guys, they are my age. Meanwhile, I was asking for how long have we been training, and they keep saying 20 years, 22 years. So they are training since like 4, 5, 6 years old. So it's pretty crazy.
Mm.
But the funny thing is that still, even though they do train for that long, it seems like they stop progressing at some point. So I'm not sure what it is about, but maybe the diet and so on. How do you feel about your diet? And because I feel like that's really somehow becomes the limiting factor for many people. They might stop progressing just because the physical performance is somehow restricted by whatever we eat.
I'm not sure. I think a lot of the time, some people are just naturally built for it. Like, don't forget, everyone's gene pool's different, everyone's built different, everyone grows different. You get some people that grow really fast, like they'll be like 6 foot by the age of 10, but then they'll stop growing. But then some people are really short, but then they'll grow taller, like as they're quite older. So everyone's different in that way. It's the same with arm wrestling. If you get 2 people that are training from the age of 6, and they're both training, say like they're not training together because they will grow up about the same pace almost. Say like they're at different sizes, they both start training when they're 6, same regime, same everything. One of them's going to get further, and one of them's peak is going to be a lot higher than the other, or one of them might progress a lot faster than the other, something like that. But even so, a lot of the time, I think it's just where they've been doing it so many years, and they're just losing the back. There's only so long you can do stuff with a lot of people, isn't there? A lot of people might find a different hobby or a different something different, a new goal to chase, something like that, and just like doing part-time arm wrestling.
So you're saying that your biscuit diet is not a problem for you?
No, not at all. I've always eaten shit all the time. Obviously, I'll go to work and I'll go to the cafe, have a bacon sausage, baguette. I'll have like sausage and chips, like chicken mouth, whatever. But all them meals through the day, like 90% is chocolate, whether it be chocolate milkshake or chocolate is in food, or ice cream.
That sounds terrible.
Oh, it's lovely. It's nice. And the thing is as well, I don't get fat because I'm working so hard. Like when I'm at work, I really go for it. Do you know what I mean? I don't like just standing about doing nothing. I'll be constantly working. I forget to eat sometimes. But that's why I have so many calories as well, because I know I'm just going to burn them off anyway. I struggle to keep the weight on. But I got up to 82, 83 like 2 months ago. But that was eating 5 meals a day, like 4 or 5 junk food a day, like 5 protein shakes a day, and like 5 litres of water a day. And that took me 2 months to put on like 4 kilos like that. So I don't put weight on easy, but I lose it really easy.
But don't you think that you are maybe increasing the chance of getting injured a little bit? You know, if you are building your body out of shit, it might not be as strong. I'm talking about the joints, tendons.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I feel as long as the one thing I will track is, this is going to sound stupid, but even with the chocolate, the ice cream, if I buy a bottle of milk and that, I'll be looking at the protein. If I've got like about 20 grams of protein per meal, something like that, then it's all right.
So I guess it's only me now.
I think you're most likely to get injured muscular as well. Obviously, I had that tendon pop out the bone there against Patrick Berg in Armwrestling in Germany, 2017. That's where I had the strap really tight. I really went in for the supination, but I overdone it myself, and I ended up pushing down like all the strap in my hand. They just pulled the strap around there, just pulled the tendon out. So that made me realise then, right, I've got to be careful of these sort of things here, like on the joints and that. I mean, I don't feel my tendon snapping or bicep snapping or anything. But I said with the weights I lift and everything as well, I'll just keep my body, just try and toughen it up as much as I can, sort of thing. I think when you start taking all this stuff that's going to help you, obviously it does help, but then your body starts becoming reliant on it.
True as well.
So yeah. I think eat loads of shit, as long as you get enough protein. Don't drink much water. Well, I drink loads of cans of Coke and like all that as well, so that's not good. So I'm doing well on this diet, and then 2 weeks before competition, I start getting a load of good food in and a load of water. I start fueling up, properly carbing up everything. So my body's gone feeling good anyway on the diet to feeling really good on the competition day. Even years ago when I first started training, I used to say I'm not drinking when I'm training. I'm not drinking any water, no fluids, nothing. That's building stamina. Then a few days before competition or competition day, I'd just be drinking loads of water. It used to work. It's always worked for me, to be honest. I just feel so much better. Maybe it's in my head, or maybe it is actually physical, like my body's thriving off all the good stuff. But
and meanwhile, I'm sitting here and I'm not even approving some, protein if it's coming from a vegetable, because I feel like it's a little bit different. It should be animal protein and fat and so on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess if it works for you,
and the thing is, like I said, I've been working on like building sites since I first started working on sites and that at the age of like 11 with my dad. Like I'd be like digging and filling up a skip, like putting it in the barrel and wheeling it out, filling up a skip, like an 8-yard skip. You're probably looking at about 6 or 8 tons of soil.
But work alone is building you.
Yeah. But then he'd do it on purpose, because my dad used to arm wrestle as well years ago. He was second in the world in '94 heavyweight. But he always had that thing as well of making me just that mindset of like just push it. So he had me fill up the barrel, dig it, fill up the barrel, wheel the barrel out, dump it next to the skip on the board, get it all out there. Then he'd say, right, now shovel it in the skip. Right, you take the piss. But
so you have a big advantage here because your father was already an arm wrestler, right?
Yeah.
That's a pretty huge thing, actually.
Yeah, he was number 2 in the world, 94 in Sweden in the 100 kilo class. And he went over to Yukon Jack in '95.
Yeah,
I think it
heard
was.
about that.
Yeah, he got third there behind John and Bill. But he had to lose a lot of weight as well, sort of the same scenario as I've had a few times. He had to cut like 7-8 kilo like overnight. And he had like 3 kilos to lose. Then he started struggling. So we went on the rowing machine, just like kept sweating out. He told me he was wearing a bin bag and everything just to make it all come out more. But then when he weighed in, they said, "Oh yeah, we have a clothes allowance, so you could have been all right." Yeah, but then he went through the. I'm not sure if he was Georgian or Bulgarian 90 kilo world champion. He had him first round and just went through him like he weren't even there. Not hit as well, literally just powered him down. Then there's Canadian champion. Then there was George Gibbons.
No, I don't know him.
He was a big name in the 90s. He beat John Brzenk and that before. He beat all them top guys. Yeah, he beat him. Then he come against John. It's almost like the start was really quick. Like they got to the table, there was like 5 seconds of setting up, 6 seconds setting up. Like so, it was like
super quick.
None of them were actually comfortable yet. But then as well, my dad had only been wrestling for like 4 years at the time. About five years at the time. I think he started in 1990. But yeah, John went through him like really quick, sort of thing. He was just like ready for the go. And then my dad come against Bill, and Bill caught him off on his bicep and started sitting the weight down and got him there. But I think at that time, my dad had one of the biggest forearms in the arm wrestling world, at least. He was 100 kilo. Well, but he had.
So, are you getting any good like training advice from him?
No, I see him now and again. We get a little bit of table time on, but he's not trained for it in years, sort of thing. He stopped wrestling shortly after that, like seriously. Okay. So, and that's a shame. Like I said, he was only doing it for 5 years, and he was up there with John Brzenk. Now, so if another 5 years, like where, that's the thing. Like, where could he have gone? That's what I always wonder.
True. But okay, let me. Yeah.
I was going to say, how did you get into arm wrestling? How did you first find out about it and get into it? Do you have any family that are into it, or was it just?
No, I didn't really even know it exists up until when I was 17, and
right.
And I just. I think there was a small school competition going on, and then I tried it, and then I heard about another one coming up soon, and then so I found it. It's a sport, and I instantly liked it a lot because I knew I was pretty good in arm strength, doing a lot of pull-ups all the time. So yeah, I just instantly picked it up and never looked back. But let me bring us back to this Arm Wars event again. So we have you and me. We also have Yanis and Jeff Hale in the same event, same like 4-man battleground. Now another sneaky question from me is: do you realize that the probability of you becoming the last, which means number 4 in this event, is very high? I think it's pretty high, like 80-90% you will be the last one.
What, finish 4th place?
4th place, but let me explain why. First of all, Yanis versus Jeff, I see it as a pretty easy win for Yanis. At the same time, Jeff will not really get too tired because the pins will be just quite quick in my eyes. Meanwhile, you and me are most likely going to have a little bit of a war, which I'm obviously going to win. So you will go in pretty tired to face Jeff Hale, and you lost against him last time you met him. So I can see you being as number 4 here. Do you see it any different way?
Yeah, I see it a little bit different. I actually see me beating you. Yanis and Jeff, I see that being a bit more of a match than we think. I've heard a couple of rumours that Jeff's feeling really good in a minute. And don't forget, this is Jeff. This is a different Jeff to what you would
It's
have.
not 70 kilo Jeff, it's 78 kilo.
This is 78 kilo Jeff, yeah, which is. I've never seen him at 70. I've never pulled him at 70, so I don't know the difference. But I'm guessing from what people are saying as well, he's quite a bit stronger. So
I would assume so, also, yeah, because I met him at 70.
I mean, with my hand and wrist as well, I felt good with Yanis on my hand and wrist, which is why I'm a little bit gutted. I didn't like transition to a top roll or some back pressure or something. I just kept it all forward. But I actually got to a point where I scooped it, and then I was like, yes, like getting excited. Then I looked at Yanis and said, go on and get out of that. And he tried it and he couldn't get out on my wrist. And I thought,
not even close, right?
Nah, and I felt really. That's not saying anything about Yanis. I'm just saying I got him in far enough for him to not be able to get that access.
Yeah.
Which made me think, wow, all right, it's pretty good. I need to start working on this a lot more. So if Jeff manages to get Yanis in that deep sort of hook, Jeff's got a short arm as well, so and it's 7x7 pads, so Yanis can't come right to the back of the pad. I think that could be a bit closer than we think.
I hope so.
So I still say Yanis is going to come through it.
Through Jeff, you mean, right?
I think Yanis has got more options. And
because you can see, even if it does go inside, you cannot really count Yanis out. Huh?
No, exactly. Yanis is a smart puller, very smart puller. You can't. I was so confident, and I was just working on purely power just to beat him. And I was thinking, look, when I get him there, he can't do nothing. But he just waited it out. He knew exactly what to do. He's obviously been there many times in the past.
He seemed a little bit confused at the beginning, but
yeah.
he made that.
And then he found his point. And then when he got to the third round, he stopped. And then a few seconds later, he knew it.
He knew it immediately. Yeah, he was good.
Yeah. So yeah, just from that match, I've got to learn. But yeah, I think if Jeff gets him in that sort of position, it's going to be close. But I think if Yanis gets purchased on Jeff's hand, it's not going to be as close.
Yeah.
I think if Yanis gets purchased, he's going to win. I think if Jeff gets purchased, it's going to be a match. But I think Jeff's going to lose it after a battle. But then I think you're going to lose to Jeff. And I think Jeff is going to.
So you see exactly opposite, right?
I think Jeff wants to get you. I think Jeff wants Yanis, but I think Jeff wants you as well.
I don't know.
So, and Jeff's sort of guy, he'll come for it as well. I don't think he'll have it in his head.
Sorry, repeat that again.
I think Jeff knows what to do now. Oh, he's got a better idea. He knows where not to go with you. Obviously, it's not going to be easy, but I think you're going to be knackered after our match. But then again, I might just go through you really easy, and you'll be fresh for Jeff.
I might also just go through you very easy.
I doubt it. I doubt it very much. But
well, let's.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon then with Jeff and Yanis? What do you reckon the score?
The score? I would still say 6-0 Yanis.
You reckon 6? All right, I'm going to say. All right, do you know what? I reckon Jeff's going to get at least 2. I reckon he's going to get at least. I'll say 4-2 to Yanis. I can see him getting a couple of pins.
But how would you imagine those pins happening? Even if Jeff goes inside, I think Yanis is okay. He will survive.
But it depends. See, I think with Yanis, if Jeff stays sunk on his arm, if Jeff tries sinking down his arm, that's where Yanis is going to be good. But I think if Jeff's driving down with a back sort of pressure into his hand, like keeping him twisting his thumb out, like sort of towards him, and sort of dragging with the hook like that and pulling down. I think if Jeff gets something like that, can just like take away Yanis's angle. If Yanis wants to be here, twist his hand out, it's not where he wants to be. So just little things like that.
I also think that maybe you didn't have a chance to also meet real Yanis, because I think he looked a little bit confused on these WL pads. You got him really well, like technically. I think he can be a little bit better technically and be a bit more of a piston puller, like piston grip. So I think he maybe learned the lesson now, and he might also be a little bit better in this top rolling move.
See, I agree there, because Yanis had just come off a break as well, in the he had a little bit of time off arm wrestling.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't train the right arm at all since 2017. I didn't compete at all in the UK. I done one competition in like 2019, but then I injured it again. But all between that, I was going into WAL like completely rusty. Because when I trained, I physically couldn't train the right arm like for years. Years. It was just anything I'd done, any sort of cranking, supinating or pronating, especially with the straps. Yeah. It was really, really, really bad. But then WAL, come to it, a couple of ibuprofen, psych myself up. You're not going to feel it in the match. It's just after.
Yeah, so I would never do it.
Do you know what it was as well? Because it was just WAL was just starting up again. Like Luke Kin, I felt good with Luke Kin. Like I felt like my hand was so. But whenever we went for top roll, both of us out the straps, I was dominating his hand completely, taking him down, and he's just slipping at the pad. But then it got into the straps again. Don't forget, this is like a year after injury, and it's still bad. It's actually getting worse at this point.
So he supinated you enough, and
yeah, I sort of went inside, but then he sort of twisted out, pulled me here, and then as it went there, I'm sort of holding still, but then my arm just gives by the pad, just went that bit there, just sort of pops that way.
Yeah,
it's weird. Then the other two matches when I'm trying to hit, I'm literally hitting as hard as I can. My arm's just going that way. So there was zero.
That's enough. Yeah.
I was thinking I just want to stop, but I thought, nah, you got to see it through. You can't just people look like you're running away if you're.
Yeah.
You can't back out a match at all.
So isn't it funny how the last time you met Jeff you lost, and the last time you met Yanis you lost. Meanwhile, when I met Jeff, I won. And I would also say the last time it was, of course, a practice match, but I did very well against Yanis, meaning also kind of won. And you are now saying that you are going to win against me?
Do you know what? I'll beat all of you.
At the moment?
At the minute, that's how I feel. I don't, if it's true or not, I might get proven wrong. But right now, it's hard for me to tell myself because I haven't competed much. The closest I've got to knowing where my right arm is at the minute is a couple of months ago when I pulled in the super heavyweight class with like people like Paul Maiden. And I'm beating like people like Paul Maiden, he's very good at taking the hand of people. He's strong there, but he's very technical as well. But I took that all away and I felt really good with it. Now Paul's a strong guy as well at the minute.
You have to be a little bit careful because you know this phenomenon when people in Australia train together in the same club and they feel good against each other and they start to think that they would be good at Worlds.
Oh, I don't train with Paul. The last time I pulled with Paul was again like 2019. Before that,
I mean, still it's same country, same smaller group of people.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but then that just goes the same as saying if you know someone's going to do something, you just do something to disarm them. So you don't have to know them inside out because there's a lot of people, even world-class pullers, that are sort of one-dimensional. You've got a good idea what they're going to do, what direction they're going to go. And that's enough to be able to work with what they're going to do, adapt to them.
Sure.
So yeah, whether you're trading with it, whether they're a weekly trading partner, if anything, that makes it even worse, in my opinion. Because if I fear going against anyone in competitions in the country, it's my training partners. Because they know exactly what I'm doing as well. So they're the worst people for me to say that I'd be feeling really good with in one way because they know exactly where my weaknesses are in that. So yeah, but I see where you're coming from as well in that point.
Well, I had a little bit more experience worldwide with these, recently in Turkey also, like many guys at 78 kilo, and they are the best in the world. So I was
So
also,
do you know what? Here's a question I want to know. You pull Bozhidar.
yeah.
What's he
Which
like?
time we pulled it a couple times,
Turkey.
right? Yeah, but even in Turkey we pulled a couple times. We had 2 events. The first one went a little bit better for me. The second one I met Bozhidar right after beating who is that Georgian guy, the legend?
Legend.
Yeah, like Georgian team coach, main coach, trainer now. Yeah, the guy who switched his name also. That I will give me a second. I will remember. Jambul. And then he has another name.
Gateshvili. Is it Jambul Gateshvili?
No. Maybe I should Google him. Give me a second.
Yeah, Google. Can't go wrong.
Okay, yeah, here it just says Jambul. It says his name. What is his surname? But anyways, Jambul. People will know him. So and then yeah, so Bozhidar was my next match, and of course I tried to go pretty hard, but then he did supinate me quite well, and I just said okay, let's not waste too much energy, because yeah, we had another matches coming later on, and then so I said okay, I will give it away, and then I was hoping that I would win against the rest of the guys and I would meet again Bozhidar in the finals, but then of course Talgat just flashed me. I'm saying that he did some elbow fouls and he false started, but of course it was too late for people only found out later. Bozhidar is good, very good, extremely good wrist. Also the slow pulling type, a very powerful slow. So if you don't flash him, you're in trouble. What else would you like to know about him? We will meet him very soon. Actually, he will be fighting Clark Karsovskis. So.
Yeah, I want to get on the side table with him, 100%. I was chatting to him a few weeks ago. Just saying to him, like, well done and that for so far. Love to get to pull with him someday in competition, and he seemed up for it. So that might happen sometime in the future. But yeah, he looks like you said, his hand and wrist looks really strong. Is he more of like a pronation sort of couple, or like a supinated sort of turn onto his own bicep sort of couple? What? Because it's hard to actually say.
Yeah, a lot of side pressure and this movement.
He's just a lot of siding across sort of thing.
Yeah.
Looks solid with that.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you will be, how aggressive will you be on the first hit sideways?
Oh, you're gonna get everything.
Okay.
You're gonna get it all.
What about? First. Did you think about going? Maybe you would like to top roll me.
I'm working my hand and wrist.
Wouldn't it be a great win for you?
I'm working my hand and wrist a lot in all areas, like fingers, static pronation, static supinating, cupping, but I'm working on raw explosive power as well. Like on that start, I'm working on just that impact connection on my arm and following through with it, not stopping on that impact, sort of carrying on through the impact, if you know what I mean.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
I know I'm going to be able to hit fast enough to get that impact, but it's about hitting in the right position as well, getting that right connection on you. Because I don't want this match to last long. I want to get through it like as quick as I can. So I'm working on that big explosion, and I'm hoping it's going to be enough to get you before all your muscles and tendons and that all connect. together. Because I see you on the video as well. You said you're going to be loading. You get like a static load sort of in the position there. I've been watching. But yeah, I'm thinking if I don't put as much pressure on you, and then I'll go from 0 to 110. That's what I want to find out.
It might work. It might work. Let's see.
It might. That's the thing. It might not. But it's arm wars, isn't it? It's got to be. We've got to risk it. I'm going to try a few different things, but that's probably going to be my first move. And I don't mind you knowing it because of it's.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty obvious.
I'm going for it, and it's one of them. If you can stop it, then it's going to be a match. If not, then yeah. But that's most probably going to be my first move.
Okay, let's try to maybe finalize it a little bit. Just one more thing to mention is that we are also fighting on the left hand, right? It's not part of a battleground anymore, but it's just you and me. So I think it's perfect opportunity for me to get my revenge on you. And
I still say you may as well go home on Saturday.
Sorry, again?
You may as well just book a flight home Saturday.
No.
I don't know how fully booked the flights are. Yeah, I'll try to save you money. Try to save you money a little bit. The hotel's getting paid for, but you still need to eat and drink. So,
but who is gonna pick up my award then? On winning?
You won't. Oh, you won't need one. There is no award.
Yes.
Not for you though. It's just.
So Tom, you just have to keep in mind that I'm not gonna lose twice against the same guy. You can be very sure about it.
I'll only go against you once, then you'll lose to Jeff as well. So you'll be losing to 2 different guys.
Great.
Basically. So you won't lose to me twice. Like I'll beat you to 6-0.
I lost you once already, and it's gonna happen again.
I'll go easy on your hand as well. Like I won't completely crush it.
Fantastic.
No, I'll be delicate with it, but I'm going to be taking your whole body over.
Okay, Tom, I really enjoyed the time with you. Maybe we can have another call with Yanis and Jeffs at some point.
Yeah.
And
yeah, sounds good.
Enjoy the rest of your day, and see you again soon.
Nice one, mate. I'll see you soon, yeah?
Bye-bye.
See you later.